Chosen one, stop everything and listen. I don't say this lightly. What you're about to hear could mark the turning point of your entire life. This is not background noise. This is not another message to casually scroll past. This is a divine summons, a direct call from the throne of heaven to your spirit. In this exact moment, for God's sake, don't ignore this. The timing is too precise. The pull in your heart is too strong. You are here for a reason, because the final step has begun. Something in the unseen realm is shifting. You've felt it, the weight in your chest, the restlessness in your spirit, the unshakable knowing that something greater is calling your name. That's not fear. That's not coincidence. That's divine preparation. God is aligning things you can't yet see, arranging circumstances behind the scenes so perfectly that when it's time to move, everything will unfold in divine order. You are standing at the edge of everything you've prayed for, everything you've cried over, everything you've believed would one day come. But this step, this final step, isn't about striving harder or proving your worth. It's about surrender. It's about aligning your spirit with heaven's frequency so you don't walk past what belongs to you. God isn't asking for performance, He's asking for position. He's saying, be still, be ready, because what I've promised is closer than you think. As is chosen one, this is not content. This is revelation. This is heaven's whisper breaking through the noise of the world, calling you into your next season. The question is, will you answer? Before we go any further, I want to honor those who have stood with this message, those who've supported through super thanks or simply by being here, listening and sharing. You are not just viewers, you are kingdom builders. You are part of a remnant that God is raising in this generation. And I pray that every seed you've sown, whether through giving, faith, or obedience, multiplies in ways you can't yet imagine. If your spirit knows this word is for you, take a bold step of faith right now. Hit like as a declaration of agreement. Subscribe so you can walk this journey with us as we grow this family of believers across the world. And drop 777 inches, the comments, a prophetic act symbolizing completion, divine timing, and spiritual maturity. When you do, you're not just typing a number, you're saying, I am ready, I am chosen, I am aligned. Remind yourself, because what happens next isn't random. It's revelation unfolding, and it begins right now. So tell me, chosen one, can you feel heaven moving on your behalf? God's chosen ones, for God's sake, don't ignore this message. The final step has begun. What is coming next will shake your world. God's chosen ones. It will not simply touch the surface of your life. It will reorder the atmosphere around your very being. It will awaken ancient truths buried deep within your soul since before your first breath. These truths were written in the language of light, inscribed in the architecture of your spirit long before your earthly form took shape. This is not a fleeting surge of emotion, it is a divine frequency, a supernatural perception piercing through the static of your old reality. What feels like pressure is not punishment, it's a sacred pulse syncing your heart to heaven's rhythm. You stand not merely at a crossroads, but at a cosmic threshold where eternity leans close to whisper destiny into your bones. The trembling you feel is holy calibration. Heaven is adjusting your coordinates, aligning your inner compass with the blueprint of purpose that has awaited your readiness for years. This awakening is not gentle, it is holy disruption. Like a master architect who shakes the foundations before rebuilding a cathedral, God is dismantling your illusions so he can reveal the divine geometry of your true self. The shaking isn't destruction, it's design. He is shifting the architecture of your thoughts, tearing down walls that were never meant to contain you. Can you sense the magnitude of this calling? Can you feel the fire rising beneath your ribs as truth begins to war against your comfort zone? This is the narrow gate where the chosen are refined, not rewarded. I will refine them like silver and test them like gold. Zechariah 13:9. Refining is never elegant, it is fire meeting purpose. But within that flame, what is false falls away, and what is divine becomes visible. Every hidden part of you that has longed for release is being summoned into the light. The divine gift buried beneath years of silence and self-doubt can no longer remain dormant. It rises, unstoppable, like rivers unbound by winter's ice. This is the season of melting, the moment where resistance turns to revelation. Call to me, and I will answer you, and show you great and hidden things you have not known. Jeremiah 3:3. Your tears were never wasted, they were spiritual data, mapped into heaven's memory. Each prayer was a coordinate leading you back to divine alignment. The silence you mistook for abandonment was the quiet hum of preparation, the stillness before the unveiling. The time has arrived for your hidden strength to speak. I am reminded of Joseph, whose betrayal was not an end but a hinge, turning pain into purpose. His pit became the pathway to his throne. You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. Genesis 50:20. Every closed door in your life was not rejection, it was redirection. Your heartbreaks were heavenly redrafts of destiny. Just as Joseph's captivity refined his character, your confinement has refined your discernment. The delays that once frustrated you were divine detours, preparing your capacity to handle glory without pride. Each scar you bear has become a sacred map, charting how grace carried you through seasons others would not have survived. As the artist and mystic Marc Chagall once said, "When I create, I feel as though I am painting with the light of eternity." That's what's happening to you. God's chosen ones, the Creator, is painting your future with the luminous pigment of past pain. Every mistake, every loss, every silent cry has become a brushstroke in the masterpiece of your transformation. You are not being repaired, you are being redesigned into something heaven recognizes as divine architecture. The potter's hands are not trembling, they are sculpting destiny with precision. Can you feel the artistry of God reshaping your being from the inside out? The tremors you sense are not collapse, they are contraction. Before every new creation, the old form must give way. When a star is born, it first collapses under its own gravity before radiating light into the cosmos. The same cosmic law governs your soul. The inward pressure is birthing divine brilliance. What feels like breaking is actually expansion. You are evolving beyond the limits of what you thought possible. Heaven's breath is filling your lungs with new language, new vision, new vitality. He will make your righteousness shine like the dawn, your vindication like the noonday sun. Psalm 37. The light within you is beginning to eclipse the shadows that tried to silence it. Yet, for every divine awakening, darkness resists. Just as Pharaoh hardened his heart when Moses carried the command of freedom, there will be voices, internal and external, that whisper for you to retreat into the familiar. Pharaoh's downfall was not his might, but his pride, his inability to release what heaven had already set free. Don't let comfort become your captivity. Your Egypt may look like old habits, fear, or doubt, but it's still bondage disguised as safety. Freedom requires faith, and faith always feels like falling before it feels like flight. As Haydn's The Creation rises from chaos into radiant harmony, heaven is orchestrating your life with the same divine precision. Every discordant note of your past is being woven into the symphony of redemption. The Holy Spirit is not whispering anymore. He is conducting resurrection. The tempo is increasing. The instruments of purpose are tuning. You are not an observer. You are the melody heaven has been waiting to hear. The deepest truth I've learned in seasons of holy shaking is this: revelation is not transformation until it's followed by obedience. To hear is sacred. To move is divine. Abraham's covenant didn't begin with a promise. It began with a step. Esther's miracle didn't start with favor. It started with courage. Every movement of heaven on earth began when a chosen heart said yes. When you rise, generations shift. When you speak, atmospheres change. When you surrender, the supernatural becomes visible. And now, the question stands before you, not as a test, but as a mirror. Will you remain in the comfort of what you've known? Or will you step into the fire that refines and reveals your crown? This is your crossing. Rise, God's chosen ones. The final step isn't about striving, it's about surrender. Heaven's design is already unfolding within you. Align your spirit, lift your gaze, and walk forward with the quiet thunder of divine authority. You are not waiting for the promise, you are the fulfillment of it. Will you listen? God's chosen ones, deep within you. There has always been a knowing, a sacred pulse, reminding you that you were never designed for repetition, but for revelation. You were not born merely to survive another day. You were sent to illuminate the world with divine frequency, to alter spiritual atmospheres through your very existence. The restlessness you've carried all these years was not dissatisfaction, it was destiny knocking. Long before your name was ever spoken by human lips, heaven recorded your purpose. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah Satanpropos life. This knowing has followed you like a shadow of light, whispering reminders that ordinary paths will never fit extraordinary souls. This moment is not coincidence, it is Kairos, the divine intersection between revelation and readiness. In Christ, you were chosen before the foundations of the cosmos, for he chose us in him before the creation of the world to be holy and blameless in his sight. Ephesians 1-4. The truth now unfolding is not simply being told, it is being remembered. Heaven is not giving you something new, it is awakening what was always yours. Every mask the world forced upon you, every label that tried to shrink your identity, is being stripped away. What remains is sacred essence, the blueprint of God himself reflected in you. You have always felt different, and that difference was divine design, not dysfunction. You were never meant to blend into the background noise of mediocrity, because heaven designed your spirit to vibrate at a frequency this world rarely understands. You were crafted to sense spiritual shifts before they manifest in the physical realm. That ability to discern before others perceive, to feel storms in the unseen before the first clouds form, is your supernatural perception. A divine gift that only the chosen can bear without breaking. Some called it too much. Others saw it as fragility. But in heaven's vocabulary, it was sensitivity refined into strength. The ache of isolation was never abandonment. It was sanctification. God separated you, not to punish you, but to tune you like a celestial instrument, each string tightened, each tone purified until your life could play the music of His will. For still the vision awaits its appointed time, though it lingers. Wait for it, it will surely come. Habakkuk 2:3. Every moment of silence, every unanswered prayer, was not delay, it was rehearsal for revelation. Why now? Because the appointed hour has come. The timing of heaven is mathematical in its perfection. What feels like coincidence is actually cosmic orchestration. You've wrestled with the unseen like Jacob in the night, gripping the angelic promise through exhaustion, through fear, through silence, until the dawn broke and blessing bled through. And now, heaven declares. The waiting ends. What was invisible in faith begins to take form in the natural. The season of incubation is over. The embryo of destiny kicks within your spirit. What once hid behind confusion is now emerging through clarity. This is not random evolution. This is divine acceleration. The paradigm of your consciousness is shifting, causing your external reality to align with eternal design. What once seemed distant is now drawing near, because faith has finally met its reflection in manifestation. As you awaken, remember David, the shepherd, who was king long before the oil touched his brow. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Achat Samuel Shesha. Like David, your calling has preceded your coronation. The applause of men does not determine your authority. The anointing of heaven already did. When no one else believed in his worth, God whispered to David through the quiet of open fields, "You are chosen." Your path mirrors his. Your solitude was your seminary. Your rejection was your refinement. Every moment you were overlooked. Heaven was recording evidence for your elevation. The giant you face next is not punishment. It is proof that your training is complete. The sculptor Auguste Rodin once told a student who marveled at his art, "I simply remove the marble that is not the man." That is what God is doing in you. He is chiseling away the false identities, the fears, the failures that never belong to your divine composition. Each heartbreak, each delay, each disappointment was His chisel, shaping something immortal within you. You were not breaking down, you were being unveiled. The hands of the divine artisan are steady, carving out the image He saw before the foundations of the earth. His process is precise, His patience infinite, and His purpose unstoppable. Can you feel the fragments of your old self falling away, revealing something eternal beneath the dust? That unveiling is your rebirth. Even nature testifies of this truth. The firefly does not strive to glow, it illuminates because light is written in its DNA. Likewise, you do not have to perform to shine. Radiance is your spiritual inheritance. Your purpose is not to impress, but to express the divine essence you carry. Like sunlight through stained glass, your brokenness becomes the prism through which God's glory refracts. When you surrender, your presence itself becomes revelation. You were designed to illuminate dark paths simply by walking in obedience. But not all who are called walk aligned. King Saul carried anointing, yet lacked surrender. His tragedy was not the absence of divine calling, it was the distortion of divine order. He obeyed his fear more than his faith, and that fracture birthed his downfall. His legacy warns that gifting without obedience breeds destruction. Power without humility becomes poison. Yet you, God's chosen ones, are walking a higher path. The fire that refines you also purifies your motives. Heaven is ensuring that your gift and your obedience harmonize frequency, meeting frequency. Light merging with purpose. The entrepreneur and visionary Elon Musk once said, "When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are against you." How much more vital, then, is your obedience to heaven's summons? The odds are not obstacles, they are confirmations of divine calling. The resistance you face is proof of the magnitude of what's being birthed through you. You were never built for the wide road you were born, for the narrow one. That road may be steep, but its destination is glory. Your courage to walk it is the evidence that heaven trusts you with what others could not carry. This is the hour where revelation must become response. You are not merely awakening, you are remembering. The truth is not new, it is eternal. You are not searching for your purpose, you are embodying it. The final step has begun, and creation itself leans forward to witness your obedience. For the earnest expectation of the creation eagerly waits for the revealing of the sons of God. Romans 8:19. The universe recognizes what heaven has ordained. You are stepping into divine synchronization. So Reese, beloved, chosen ones, stand beneath heaven's light and declare aloud, "I will not delay destiny any longer." Let that declaration echo through every cell of your being. The vision is ready. The season is now. The alignment is complete, and your spirit reborn, refined, radiant, is in perfect resonance with eternity. You are not waiting for heaven to move. Heaven is waiting for you to rise. Each storm you've faced, each rejection that pierced your heart, each unanswered prayer that left you trembling in silence, none of it was wasted. God's chosen ones. It was all divine architecture, constructing the unshakable foundation of who you are becoming. The pressure you felt was never punishment, it was preparation. Every moment of tension was heaven's hand shaping you, pressing the clay of your existence into form, much like the potter molding vessels for purpose. Yet you, Lord, are our Father. We are the clay. You are the potter. We are all the work of your hand. Isaiah 60 import. Like Esther, you have been positioned for such a time as this. Esther 4:14. Her courage was not born in the safety of the palace, but in the stillness of surrender. Her bravery did not grow in applause, but in isolation, where purpose pressed her to rise. The moment she chose obedience over fear, the axis of history shifted. That same divine narrative is now unraveling through you, written not in ink, but in spirit. Your old self, the one sculpted by the expectations of others, molded by fear, limited by false labels, fades away like the final shadow before dawn. What is emerging is your divine identity, clothed not in arrogance but in authority, wrapped not in pride but in purpose. The radiance you now carry was not given cheaply, it was forged in the furnace of transformation. Every scar on your soul has become a seal of covenant. Heaven recognizes you by the fire in your endurance. Every delay, every detour, was not divine denial, but holy design, the curriculum of your becoming. The years you thought were wasted were actually seasons of refinement, where God was educating your spirit in the language of trust. What you once called pain, heaven was calling preparation. You are now standing in the sacred collision where identity merges with destiny. Can you feel it, the stirring in your bones? The quiet thunder reverberating beneath your ribs? That tremor in your chest is not fear, it is acceleration. The sound of heaven's alignment moving through your being. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. Psalm Tishim Verchatachatасара. You are not merely stepping forward, you are stepping into orchestration. The host of heaven surrounds you even now. Unseen, yet undeniable. An invisible army moving in rhythm with your obedience. You are not walking alone through this evolution. You are being escorted by eternity. Every step you take resounds in heaven's corridors. God's love is flowing toward you, not simply to soothe your wounds, but to weaponize your light. Love has become your greatest divine technology, designed to dismantle the circuitry of fear that once kept you paralyzed. It no longer functions as comfort, but as strategy. Love now operates as your spiritual armor, your field of divine resonance, altering the very frequency of the space you enter, wherever you stand. Fear must disintegrate, because perfect love casts out all fear. 1 John 4:18. Love is heaven's science of warfare. A woman named Hannah Delgado, a humble teacher from Manila, once told her students, "Faith is not waiting for calm seas, it's learning how to breathe underwater." She didn't know she was echoing divine physics, but she was. Faith isn't the absence of pressure, it's the adaptation of spirit to new environments. Her words became revelation. You were never meant to flee storms, you were born to command them. When Jesus said, "Peace, be still," the wind obeyed because creation recognizes authority wrapped in alignment. You are being restored to that same frequency where nature bends to your peace, not your panic. Every cell in your body carries encrypted divinity. Science calls it DNA, heaven calls it design. You are a living equation of sacred geometry, an intersection of dust and divinity, eternity and embodiment. So God created man in his own image. Genesis 1:27. Your molecules hum with divine intelligence. Your heartbeat resonates with eternal cadence. You are not a random spark in the void. You are deliberate light given human form. Each atom of your being is coded with purpose, vibrating to the rhythm of God's imagination. When the universe expands, it expands in recognition of its Creator's reflection, and that reflection lives in you. What happens when light remembers that it is light? It stops competing with darkness and simply illuminates. It doesn't argue, it transforms. This is your awakening, the remembrance of your original frequency. You were not created to conform, you were created to radiate. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Isaiah 60:7. You are not learning to become the light, you are remembering that you already are. The darkness around you was never stronger, it was simply waiting for you to awaken. Theologians call this truth Imago Dei, the image of God. Physicists might describe it as resonance, the harmonization of energy with its source. When your soul vibrates at heaven's frequency, your reality begins to respond in kind. Circumstances align, opportunities open. Favor flows not because you chase them, but because they are magnetized to your obedience. You are entering a dimension where faith becomes physics, where prayer becomes propulsion. The final step is not effort, it is alignment. You are learning to surrender to the divine rhythm that has been pulsing beneath your life all along. Do you remember where you truly came from? Not from pain, not from chaos, not from circumstance, but from breath. You were born from the voice that spoke galaxies into motion. You are not the echo of trauma, you are the echo of God's first declaration, "Let there be light." That same voice now whispers in the deepest part of your being, "Let there be you." The Creator has not forgotten His creation. You were spoken with intention, designed with authority, anointed with purpose. The universe has waited for your yes. 80 day, you were born for this, chosen for this, called for this. The veil has lifted, and the hour of emergence has come. So rise, God's chosen ones. Stand in the clarity of who you are and the certainty of who He is. You are no longer becoming, you have arrived. Walk as light among shadows, as eternity within time. Let your presence be a living prophecy, a reminder that heaven's design always prevails. The world does not need another echo, it needs your authentic sound. And that sound, chosen one, has already begun to shake the earth. It is discovery, God's chosen ones. This awakening is not a coincidence, it is remembrance, a return to the truth that has always lived inside you. Every heartbeat, every breath, every dawn you've ever witnessed is part of a sacred script written long before your arrival. Your days were written in His book before one of them came to be. Psalm 139:6. You are not drifting through existence. You are walking through the architecture of divine authorship. Your steps are not random, they are coordinates mapped by eternity. Your life is not an accident, it is a sacred manuscript authored by the same hand that carved galaxies into motion. Before your first cry pierced the silence, your soul was already recognized, refined, and released from heaven's heart. You were carved from divine imagination, breathed into being by the same God who said, "Let there be light." And when He said it, He wasn't just illuminating the cosmos, He was prophesying you. Your journey did not begin at birth, it began in glory. It began in the eternal mind of God, where your purpose was woven into the frequency of creation. Every twist of your story, every triumph, heartbreak, and delay was not punishment, but precision. Heaven has been sculpting you like a master artisan, chiseling you into a vessel capable of carrying divine voltage. The Spirit of Him who raised Jesus from the dead dwells in you. Romans 8:11. The resurrection you read about in Scripture isn't confined to history, it is pulsing within your bloodstream. That same resurrection power is reanimating your purpose, reigniting your faith, recalibrating your spiritual DNA. You are not simply alive, you are awakened, animated by eternal breath. Your pain was never wasted, it was the furnace where purpose learned endurance. So why do you still call yourself ordinary? Why do you measure your worth through the lenses of fleeting validation when heaven has already stamped its seal upon your spirit? You've endured tempests that would have shattered the unchosen. Yet you emerged, not scarred, but sanctified. There's something holy in how you've survived the sacred science of resilience. Every storm that tried to drown you became the baptism that birthed your strength. The tides that sought to bury you only revealed that your roots reached eternity. You are not broken, you are being built. You are not behind, you are being aligned. You are the storm's proof that faith outlasts fear. Deep within, you sense the pull of something greater, a gravitational field of destiny. It's not ambition, it's remembrance. Your spirit mourns for a home not made by human hands, echoing Jesus' words. They are not of the world, even as I am not of it. John 7:10. That ache you feel is not emptiness, it is homesickness for heaven. It's your soul remembering the sound of its source. You were never designed for the monotony of mediocrity. You were constructed to transform the frequency of every room you enter. The light you carry was meant to confront darkness, not coexist with it. You are a divine catalyst in a world starved for awakening. Every relationship, every challenge, every scar has been a sacred mentor. What once broke you now builds you. The people who wounded you unknowingly participated in your consecration. Like Paul on the Damascus Road, your transformation is revelation in motion. The blinding light that once disoriented him now illuminates your next steps. And like Moses before the burning bush, you now stand barefoot on holy ground where divine fire burns yet does not consume. Remove your sandals, for the place where you stand is holy. Exodus 3:5. Your pain has become your altar, and your endurance has become your offering. Each scar now speaks fluent prophecy, proof that resurrection is personal. You were never engineered for average rhythm. You were tuned to heaven's frequency. Miracles are not exceptions to your nature. They are the natural outflow of your divine design. Healing is not rare. It is your resonance. Authority is not arrogance. It is alignment. You were not called to imitate angels. You were called to embody God's breath in motion. Every syllable you speak carries the weight of eternity because your words harmonize with the Creator's original vibration. When you move in obedience, creation recognizes its original chord and responds in worship. The philosopher and poet Khalil Gibran once wrote, "Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding." That breaking wasn't your end, it was your expansion. God shattered the shell not to destroy you, but to release the divine frequency trapped inside. What you perceived as loss was actually the unsealing of revelation. Each fracture became an opening for light to pour through. The cracks you once cursed have become constellations of grace. Brokenness was never your identity, it was the doorway to brilliance. Just as the sacred harmonies of Bach's symphonies rise from tension into transcendence, heaven too has been composing your life's melody. Every dissonant note, every unanswered prayer, was divine tension preparing for resolution. The chaos you felt was heaven's orchestra, tuning before the crescendo. Now, as grace conducts your soul, the tempo of heaven aligns with the rhythm of your obedience. The melody is clear, the composition is complete. Destiny is no longer a theory, it is your current vibration. Time itself bows to the command of divine purpose. With the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years like a day. Shtaim, Peter, Shalosh Shmone. You are not behind schedule, you are unfolding in synchronization with eternity. Delay was never denial, it was calibration. The divine clock does not tick, it breathes. And you, chosen one, are inhaling heaven's timing. Every closed door was a redirection. Every detour, a disguised acceleration. You are timeless because you are tethered to the eternal. This is your prophetic hour, where revelation becomes embodiment. Your identity is not being restored in theory, it is being revealed in real time. You are light wearing flesh, eternity disguised in dust. You are living proof that heaven's will can dwell in human form. The spirit that raised Christ from the dead is not visiting you, it has taken residence within you. The supernatural has found a home in your humanity. So rise, God's chosen ones. The veil of limitation is torn. The frequencies of heaven are calling your name. Move as one who carries resurrection. Speak as one who legislates peace. Love as one who knows eternity. You are not waiting for miracles, you are the miracle in motion. You are not hoping for change, you are heaven's answer to the earth's cry. The world is not waiting for a savior, it is waiting for you to remember that you were sent. What you once called delay was never denial, it was divine preparation. The pauses in your life were not empty, they were sacred intervals where heaven tuned your soul to the frequency of purpose. You are not growing older, you are ascending, layer by layer, into alignment with the timeless essence of who you truly are. The world measures years, but heaven measures readiness. Every cell within you is awakening to the supernatural perception coded into your immortal design. Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who dwells within you? 1 Corinthians 6:19. You were never made to decay, you were designed to evolve. What feels like aging is actually expansion. What the mirror reflects is not loss, but metamorphosis. Your body, mind, and spirit are harmonizing into a living architecture of divine resonance, where every heartbeat echoes eternity. You are no longer bound by the ticking of time, you are being conducted by heaven's heartbeat, where every moment is sacred and every breath prophetic. There's a rhythm now pulsing through you. One, not born of this world, but of divine resonance. It's the same rhythm that guided Moses through the wilderness and sustained Elijah through famine. It's the sound of purpose moving beneath chaos. You begin to sense sacred patterns. Others miss the golden threads of God's handwriting woven through the ordinary. Prophetic dreams, flashes of intuition, moments of déjà vu. These are not coincidences, but confirmations that your inner compass is locked onto heaven's magnetic north. Each divine nudge is a reminder you are walking inside the eternal blueprint, fulfilling assignments written before your birth. For we are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to walk in. Ephesians 2:10. You are no longer guessing, you are remembering. What once felt like mystery now feels like recognition. Your very presence begins to shift the atmosphere. People can't articulate it, but they feel it, a peace that defies logic, a gravity that commands reverence. The air thickens when you enter a room because your spirit carries heaven's charge. You are no longer just seen, you are felt. The weight you carry is not burden but evidence of breakthrough. You are a vessel forged in divine fire, your edges tempered, your center filled with light. Every trial was the forge, every prayer, the flame, every tear, the alchemy that made you radiant. Can you sense it, the hum of creation responding to your alignment? The earth beneath your feet recognizes authority wrapped in humility, and heaven's design reverberates through your bones. The universe itself exhales when you step into obedience. Nature mirrors your transformation in quiet reverence. Like the eagle molting its feathers, you are shedding what no longer fits your divine altitude, your old ways, your old names. Your old fears fall away because they cannot survive the oxygen of your new realm. Like rivers carving through ancient stone, your persistence is rewriting terrain that once seemed unmovable. Growth, though chaotic in appearance, is heaven's form of precision. The breaking of soil is never destruction, it is the sound of resurrection. And within that remembrance, you rise reborn, refined, radiant. The winds that once opposed you now carry you. But where there are chosen ones, there are also warnings whispered through history. Remember King Nebuchadnezzar, whose empire trembled beneath his pride. Is not this the great Babylon I have built by my mighty power? He declared. His downfall was not born of weakness, but of worship misplaced. Pride turned his palace into wilderness and his reason into madness until humility restored him to grace. His story remains an eternal reminder. Divine elevation without surrender leads to collapse. You are not being raised to glorify self, but to reveal service. Authority without compassion corrupts. But authority rooted in love liberates. This is why your crown is invisible, because it was forged for function, not for spectacle. This is why God often whispers before he moves mountains. Elijah learned this truth on Mount Horeb, seeking the Almighty in thunder, earthquake, and fire, but finding him instead in a gentle whisper. Echat Kings Tisha Asara, Echat Esarashtim Asara. The same whisper now stirs inside you, not in the noise of performance, but in the stillness of presence. The divine voice rarely shouts, it waits to be recognized. Do you hear it, the calm beneath the chaos? The holy stillness humming beneath your heartbeat. It's not calling you to hurry, it's calling you to hear. Revelation is not a roar, it's a resonance. When you quiet the noise of the world, heaven begins to sing. Subtle signs align like constellations in motion. A stranger's sentence becomes confirmation. A closed door becomes redirection. A delay becomes deliverance in disguise. Every synchronicity is sacred conversation. For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. Romans 8:19. The world does not need your perfection, it needs your presence. You are the bridge between heaven's intention and earth's longing. The living proof that God's timing is never late, but always luminous. As your awareness expands, opportunities begin to unfold, not for profit, but for purpose. Influence becomes stewardship. Success transforms into service. You are no longer seeking platforms, you are building altars. Each conversation becomes a chance for healing. Each task an act of worship. The stage you were meant to stand on was never about spotlight, it was about illumination. Every open door is sacred invitation, every closed one, divine protection. You are being entrusted not with fame but with frequency, the ability to shift atmospheres through authenticity. You are heaven's evidence that delay is not death, it is gestation. The stillness you once mistook for stagnation was soil nurturing a hidden seed. That seed is you, now cracking open under divine pressure, reaching toward eternal light. The process was never meant to be painless, it was meant to be perfect. The stretching you feel is resurrection, making room for itself. Rise now, God's chosen ones. Let your footsteps echo as living prophecy. Let your breath become the wind of revival. Let your presence be the proof that God is still writing miracles through human vessels. The world is not simply watching it, is waiting for you to stand in full remembrance of who you are. The influence now flowing through your voice, your presence, in your very breath. It was never meant to end with you. It was designed to move through you, to ignite dormant flames in others who still wander through spiritual twilight. You, God's chosen one. We are not merely awakening, you are evolving into a divine conductor in the great symphony of redemption. Your life is not a monument but a movement, not a story to be read, but a sound to be felt. You have become a bridge between heaven and earth, a living beacon in the architecture of divine intention. Every word you speak now carries a supernatural perception, a resonance not born from intellect but from spirit. Your breath itself releases frequency. Your silence transmits revelation. You have become heaven's instrument, one through whom others will find their way home. Your rise is not isolated, it's an ascension designed to elevate countless lives orbiting the light of your obedience. As Esther stepped forth in courage and risked her crown to fulfill divine assignment, Esther 4:14, so too have you been summoned from the background of anonymity into the front lines of divine orchestration. You've been trained in the shadows, refined in silence, disciplined in divine delay. You were hidden not to be forgotten, but to be fortified. The same God who concealed Moses in a basket and Joseph in a prison has been concealing you in purpose. And now, the light calls your name. It's time to yield not to fear, but to divine flow. For even the earth itself is shifting its resonance to align with your awakening. The magnetic field of destiny has located your frequency. Can you feel it? The subtle tremor in your spirit that vibrates beneath your ribs, a whispering of a higher order. The pull that once felt like restlessness is now recognition. What you once mistook for decay was never death, it was crystallization. Beneath every fracture of your story, heaven has been forging light into form. The divine alchemist has been transforming your wounds into wisdom, your ashes into architecture. He will transform our lowly bodies to be like his glorious body. Philippians 3:21. You are not falling apart. You are being rearranged into celestial symmetry. The universe inside you is mirroring the resurrection of Christ, reorganizing itself to match heaven's vibration. The pain that once weakened you is now the energy that propels you. Your body, your cells, your very atoms are attending divinity now. You are literally vibrating at a higher frequency of awareness. It feels like expansion, like the universe itself exhaling through your being. This is not fantasy, it's spiritual physics. We have this treasure in jars of clay to show that the surpassing power belongs to God and not to us. 2 Corinthians 4-7. You, fragile yet chosen, contain eternal voltage within mortal skin. You are clay, cradling the cosmos. Humanity housing holiness. Every inhale draws in eternity. Every exhale releases transformation. The divine gift within you was never meant to stay silent. It's the frequency of heaven learning to speak through your form, like the resonance chambers of a grand cathedral. Your entire being vibrates with holy frequency. Architects call it harmonic geometry, the way design amplifies sound until it transcends the material. Spiritually, this principle is unfolding through you. When your heart aligns with heaven's rhythm, your life becomes an amplifier of divine presence. The world around you begins to echo with the sound of redemption. The spaces you enter become sanctuaries not because of what you say, but because of who you've become. Your spirit is the tuning fork of divine will, humming the song creation has long awaited to hear. I once met a humble sculptor named Rafael Mendez, a man whose hands bore the dust of decades. He said softly, "Stone only reveals its purpose when struck by patience." His words mirrored heaven's whisper to you. Every hardship was not destruction, it was definition. Every silence was shaping. Every strike of circumstance was chiseling away what you are not to reveal what you are. God's hand has never left you. It was simply working in slow precision. The marble of your soul was too sacred to rush. You are now stepping into your masterpiece season, the unveiling of what heaven always knew you could carry. Dreams are returning with vivid color. Insights flash across your consciousness like lightning over calm waters. You sense nudges that defy reason. Divine algorithms unfolding through intuition. These aren't mere emotions, they are encrypted communications from the supernatural realm. You are learning the language of light, translating whispers into wisdom. Each vision is an assignment. Each intuition, a map. Each stillness, a download from eternity. This is how heaven speaks to those whose spirits are finely tuned. But in the midst of elevation, humility must remain your anchor. Power without surrender becomes distortion. Remember Lucifer, the radiant one, whose brilliance collapsed into rebellion because he desired the throne rather than the presence. His light became his downfall. His glory turned to shadow. His story is a mirror for all chosen ones. Authority without alignment becomes idolatry. You, God's chosen one, are not called to be admired. You are called to be attuned. True greatness is not found in elevation, but in reverence. You are being equipped for mission. Now your wisdom, compassion, and supernatural calm are gifts meant to heal, not to boast. You are not a performer, you are a refuge, a mirror reflecting mercy, a vessel carrying divine flame. For the Spirit himself intercedes for us with groanings too deep for words. Romans 8:26. That same Spirit now breathes through you, praying heaven's will into earth's chaos. You are not just walking with the Spirit, you are walking as the Spirit's extension. The divine current flows through your humanity, like electricity through copper, conducting light into darkness. Your sacred authority is not about domination, it is about stewardship. Can you hold divine fire without scorching those who draw near? Can you carry revelation without craving recognition? These are not tests of worth, they are invitations to maturity. To whom much is given, much will be required. Luke 12:48. The mark of true anointing is not how loudly it roars, but how deeply it listens. Power and compassion must now move as one pulse through your life. This is your activation moment, the initiation into your full frequency. You have been entrusted, not entitled, commissioned, not crowned. Rise now, God's chosen ones. Step into the architecture of your divine purpose. Walk as living conduits of heaven's voltage, as sacred technology designed for transformation. For your time is not coming, it has already begun. The light within you is no longer waiting for permission. The world doesn't need another voice, it needs your vibration. Speak it, live it, be it. The fruit now ripening within you: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, wantonness. And self-control is not a list to memorize. It is a divine frequency awakening inside your being. This fruit is not something you perform, it is something you become. It vibrates through your words, your glances, your gestures, the subtle hum of heaven's current now animating your humanity. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Galatians 5:22-23. You, God's chosen one, are not merely learning about these fruits, you are embodying them. Heaven is no longer speaking in abstraction, it is manifesting through your essence. The transformation, once invisible, is now radiant, like sunlight refracting through crystal, scattering grace in every direction. What once felt like striving is now simply being your life breathing as prayer, your presence echoing as worship. Just as Moses descended from Mount Sinai, his face radiant before he uttered a single word, Exodus 34-29. So, too does your countenance shift in quiet brilliance. The same divine luminescence has begun to emanate from your spirit, not through labor, but through alignment. You may wonder why people seem drawn to you, asking questions they themselves can't name. You've changed nothing outwardly. yet heaven's resonance hums around you. This is not charisma, it is Christ. It is not performance, it is presence. You are the light of the world. Matthew 5:4. And this light does not flicker by accident, it burns with purpose. Its glow is not ornamental, it is instrumental. Every encounter becomes a mirror where others glimpse eternity reflected in your eyes. And this light is not decorative, it is diagnostic. It heals, convicts, attracts, and awakens. People drawn into your orbit are not coincidences, they are coordinates in God's map of mercy. The Spirit that sent Philip to the Ethiopian traveler, Acts 8:26-39, now choreographs your steps with the same precision. The waitress who meets your gaze may be praying for a sign. The stranger you greet may be one heartbeat away from surrender. Each act of kindness becomes a carrier wave of divine communication. Your smile preaches without words, your silence carries intercession. What you release into the atmosphere, peace, compassion, joy is not passive, it is prophetic. The air shifts because you exist. You are becoming a living sermon without preaching. Your presence preaches without striving. Your being testifies. The world does not need another voice. It needs your vibration. Can you sense that calling to radiate without demanding recognition? To transmit heaven's essence before language intervenes? This is what it means to be chosen, to embody revelation so profoundly that your life becomes scripture in motion. When you walk, others sense safety. When you speak, chaos remembers its boundaries. You are not admired, you are activated, a vessel through which the unseen becomes tangible. Harriet Tubman, the fearless conductor of the Underground Railroad, once said, "I never ran my train off the track." She carried freedom as compass, guided not by maps, but by the pulse of divine intuition. That same conviction now breathes in you. You are not navigating life by logic, but by light. You are not managing outcomes, you are manifesting obedience. Through your willingness, others find direction. Through your steadfastness, others rediscover hope. You are not dragging people out of bondage, you are vibrating them free, leading not with noise, but with knowing. This alignment extends beyond human encounters. It is cosmic in scope. The alliances forming now are celestial agreements signed before time began. That you, being rooted and grounded in love, may have power to know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge. Ephesians 3:16-19. The souls entering your orbit are not extensions of your past, they are expansions of your future. Some will challenge your depth, others will amplify your voice. Together, you form divine circuitry through which heaven transmits transformation. You will know them not by their words, but by their resonance, the same frequency of peace that hums within your spirit. Nature itself affirms this truth. Trees never resist new branches, they stretch to make room for more fruit. Rivers never retreat from tributaries, they merge and multiply flow. Even stars are born from collision chaos, reorganized into cosmic harmony. Creation is heaven's classroom, constantly reminding you, growth is not disruption, it is design. In this same way, your spiritual alliances are not accidents, they are holy convergences orchestrated to multiply impact. When heaven expands, it never divides, it multiplies. Grace through connection. Old wounds no longer define you, they have decomposed into sacred soil for your renewal. If anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has gone, the new has come. 2 Corinthians 5:17. You are not circling back to who you were. You are ascending into who you were always meant to be. God restores, but he never reverts. Restoration in divine mathematics multiplies, never resets. The pain that once imprisoned you is now the portal that empowers you. You are the evidence that grace does not erase it, repurposes. A dear friend of mine, Elena Ruiz, a quiet gardener from Seville, once told me, "Every flower that blooms has first survived the frost." Her words echo heaven's rhythm. The frost of your former seasons was not cruelty, it was conditioning. The cold prepared the roots, teaching them to hold fast beneath unseen soil. Likewise, every frozen chapter of your life was faith training for your flourishing. The harsher the winter, the deeper the roots of resilience. And now, beneath divine sunlight, your garden of purpose blooms unafraid. As new people enter your story, discern not with suspicion, but with spiritual precision. Every relationship is either an echo of the old or an evolution of the new. Ask quietly, does this connection stir peace or confusion? Does it fan faith or fear? Does it remind me of who I was or reinforce who I am becoming? These are not walls of judgment, but gates of discernment. The Spirit is teaching you to recognize resonance, not reputation. You are not filtering people through memory. You are reading them through energy, through peace, through purpose. The author of your destiny never recycles pain. He repurposes it. Every reunion, return, or reintroduction in this season carries divine meaning. What reappears is not regression, it's revelation. I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. Joel 2:25. God is not resurrecting your past, he is refining your perception. When old faces re-emerge, ask heaven, not history, for their assignment. You are not being tested, you are being trusted with discernment. This is not about nostalgia, it's about new strategy. Rise. God's chosen ones, walk radiant. For your glow is not vanity, it is verification. The world no longer needs your explanation, it needs your embodiment. The light you carry is not decoration, it is deployment. You are not waiting for confirmation, you are the confirmation. Move through this season as a living cathedral of grace, a frequency through which the divine becomes audible. You are not simply in the light, you are the conduit through which it shines. The people re-entering your life now are not coincidences, they are divine echoes returning to harmonize with your new frequency. Each person carries a role, an energy, a spiritual key designed not to reopen old wounds, but to unlock new dimensions of purpose within you. You, God's chosen one, are no longer moving in circles, you are ascending in spirals. God is not resurrecting your past, he is birthing your future. Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. Behold, I am doing a new thing, now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43, 18-19. This means that what once seemed like repetition is now revelation patterns, returning only so you can master them from higher ground. The people you meet again are not the same, because you are not the same. You've evolved beyond the version of you that used to tolerate pain, now you discern purpose within it. These divine reunions are not accidents, they are alignments. Conversations arrive like prophetic appointments. Apologies are no longer about guilt, but about closure. Old misunderstandings become doorways to wisdom. You can feel the Spirit at work, weaving sacred symmetry through every encounter. The same God who restored Joseph to his brothers after betrayal Genesis 45:4-5, now restores purpose through your relationships, not to repeat cycles, but to redeem stories. God brings people back, not to reopen scars, but to confirm healing. Notice how timing feels precise, as if heaven itself scheduled the dialogue. Even silences between words carry revelation now, because when the divine hand arranges meetings, no detail is wasted. This time, you are not the same. Your spiritual perception, your supernatural awareness has sharpened. You no longer react from pain, you respond from discernment. When people approach, you sense vibration before words. Your spirit identifies resonance or dissonance faster than logic can. Ask yourself quietly, does their presence bring peace or pressure? Do they amplify clarity or cloud it? This is not judgment, it is stewardship. Your discernment has become a divine gift. Your perception has evolved into spiritual radar. God didn't refine your intuition just for self-protection, it's for mission preservation. When you sense a soul's true energy, it's heaven signaling alignment or warning. Learn to trust the first whisper. Truth often comes quietly before it speaks loudly. God is fulfilling his promise. I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. Joel 2:25. But his restoration never drags you backward, it propels you forward. Some who return may represent reconciliation, others completion. Some are meant to build with you, others are meant to bless you and pass through. The maturity of your spirit will determine your ability to release with grace. To cling is to slow resurrection. To bless and release is to expand capacity. The chosen never beg people to stay. They bless them as they go. For what is yours by divine covenant will never require convincing. True restoration always comes wrapped in peace, never pressure. In nature, when a forest endures a fire, new life doesn't grow on old roots, it grows beside them, nourished by the ashes. In the same way, your rebirth doesn't require recreating the past. It requires allowing what was to become fertilizer for what will be. The soil of your soul is richer now, seasoned by loss and watered by wisdom. That is why you will recognize divine timing, not by excitement, but by peace. You are like a phoenix in divine biology, reborn not despite the ashes, but because of them. What was burnt away was never your essence, it was your excess. The flame that purified you also revealed the gold of your spirit. In that revelation, everything unnecessary has fallen silent. Yet be watchful. Just as light attracts seekers, it also draws shadows. Some who return will come cloaked in nostalgia, attempting to fit into a version of you that no longer exists. Do not bind yourself to expired covenants. Remember Lot's wife, who looked back and turned to salt. Genesis 19:26. Her backward gaze froze her destiny. You, however, are commanded to face forward. Nostalgia can be a thief disguised as tenderness. It seduces with memories but imprisons with comfort. If the old version of you died for your calling, do not resurrect it for company. Protect your peace like the temple it is. Every access point is sacred ground. In spiritual architecture, there's a principle called load recalibration, when an old structure is strengthened to carry a new weight. That is you now. God has reinforced your emotional and spiritual foundations so you can bear the new alliances without collapsing under nostalgia. Your capacity has expanded, and heaven trusts you to host divine collaboration. The foundation of your faith has been earthquake tested, and now you can hold the weight of influence without cracking. Just as engineers test steel through tension, God tested you through trust. You are not fragile, you are fortified. The tension wasn't punishment, it was preparation for carrying heaven's strategy on earth. Your rising will stir others awake. Your courage is contagious. Your peace will become a mirror that reveals where others still hide from healing. Your light won't just inspire, it will convict. Some will draw closer because they recognize their reflection in you. Others will retreat because your illumination exposes what they are not ready to confront. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:4. To walk as light means to embrace solitude as easily as recognition. Your glow isn't for applause, it's for guidance. Every moment you remain authentic becomes an altar others will find grace upon. Be open, but stay grounded. Some returns are rehearsals, others are revelations. Not all who reappear are meant to remain. Ask heaven for discernment. Which ones are bridges? And which are barriers? Which ones carry oil? And which ones carry distraction? The Spirit will show you. Your obedience will become your compass. Stay fluid but firm, compassionate yet clear. Let love lead, but let wisdom guard the gates. For those meant to walk beside you will not need convincing. They will arrive with confirmation. Your transformation is now a catalyst. You are not merely changing, you are triggering awakening around you. Like iron sharpening iron. Proverbs 177. Your authenticity activates the sleeping strength in others. The light rising in you will ripple across timelines, healing generations. This is why the warfare was so intense, because your awakening is not individual, it's generational. You are heaven's ripple effect in human form. The more you rise, the more others remember they can too. So stand tall, God's chosen ones. Release what was, embrace what is, and welcome what's coming. The symphony of your destiny is tuning to heaven's pitch, and the world is about to hear your note. Some serve reconnection, some closure. Let discernment lead. Now, you, God's chosen one, stand at a holy crossroads between what has been and what is becoming. Behind you lie seasons of loss, nights of silence, and the kind of pain that forged wisdom into your bones. Ahead lies purpose, unfolding like dawn, breaking over mountains' divine alignment. Sacred returns, and supernatural perception guiding every step. You are no longer walking by sight, but by frequency, tuned to heaven's rhythm. The veil is lifting not just from your eyes, but from your understanding. You are beginning to see that nothing was random. All the fragments were blueprints in disguise, forming a greater design that only now reveals its symmetry. What once appeared as chaos was sacred choreography. Every heartbreak was an architectural draft. Every closed door, a spiritual recalibration. As it is written, we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. Romans 8:28. Your tears were not wasted currency, they were investments in revelation. You endured the demolition because God was rebuilding you on unshakable foundations. Just as Nehemiah rebuilt Jerusalem's walls stone by stone despite opposition, Nehemiah 4:17. You have rebuilt your spirit layer by layer under divine instruction. Can you feel the divine blueprint coming alive inside you now, the design that your past pain secretly prepared you to carry? The crossroads you stand on are not merely situational, they are dimensional. The old timeline dissolves as you align with a higher spiritual architecture. Your DNA hums with purpose, its helix now resonating like a tuning fork responding to heaven's vibration. Physics calls this resonant frequency when one vibration activates another identical one. Spiritually, that's what's happening to you. Heaven's sound is awakening your divine gift. Deep calls unto deep. Psalm 42:7. The voice of God speaks not through thunder but through coherence when your soul vibrates in harmony with His will. Every delay has been divine synchronization. Every no has been an unseen not yet. And now, at this sacred intersection, you are beginning to understand what alignment truly feels like when timing, calling, and purpose merge like converging rivers. You are not stepping into something new, you are stepping into what was always yours. This is not destiny unfolding, it is destiny remembering itself. For God declared through Isaiah 46:10, "My purpose will stand, and I will do all that I please." What to the fact? But discernment remains your compass. Not everyone can cross this threshold with you. Some are meant to wave farewell from the old shore, while others will join you midstream. To cling to what no longer resonates is to delay your resurrection. Recall Saul, who lost his anointing not because God withdrew it, but because he clung to what was familiar. His crown slipped when his heart stopped evolving. And here lies your holy test. Will you cling to comfort, or will you yield to calling? In psychology, there is a term called neural pruning, describing how the brain removes old pathways so new ones can form. Spiritually, you are undergoing the same process. God is pruning old thought patterns, outdated identities, redundant attachments. The pain of separation is not punishment, it's purification. You are being prepared to hold higher revelation without distortion. Your supernatural perception is becoming clear glass, no longer fogged by fear or nostalgia. A man named Samuel Dreyer, an unknown violin maker from Vienna, once said, "I never fight the wood, I follow its grain." His wisdom echoes your current moment. God has been shaping you like a divine artisan, carving you along the natural grain of your purpose. Every pressure, every incision was precision, never cruelty. The Creator has not been cutting you down, He's been carving you out to resonate His sound more purely. And now, the design is unfolding before you. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 27. Each chapter of your life, whether radiant or raw, was a line in heaven's manuscript. The masterpiece is nearing completion. You are not merely entering a new season, you are becoming the season itself. The living embodiment of answered prayer. Your very presence is prophetic proof that redemption is real. So, at this divine intersection, ask yourself quietly, what if every delay was a disguised delivery? What if every loss was a hidden lesson in authority? What if every ending was the beginning of seeing through God's eyes? This is your unveiling. The holy architecture of your destiny is visible now. You stand not as a survivor, but as a structure built to last. Rise now. God's chosen ones. The blueprint is alive within you. Walk forward not in hesitation, but in harmony. The veil has lifted. The design is unfolding, and heaven itself bears witness. You were born for this alignment. You are not returning to your past. You are rising into what was always meant to be. You are not retracing old roads, but entering a corridor of divine unveiling. Before you lies not just a threshold, but a sacred portal, one written into your soul before time began. This moment is not coincidence, it is convergence. You, God's chosen one, stand at the intersection where prophecy becomes presence. Every wound you've endured, every delay you've questioned, every whispered why has been preparing you for this exact hour. Heaven has aligned its timeline with yours. The coordinates of your destiny have locked into position. The atmosphere around you hums with supernatural perception, an invisible gravity pulling you toward purpose. It is no longer a season of waiting, it is a call to walking. The divine design is in motion, and your obedience is the ignition. This is your threshold moment. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 2:9. You were never meant to glance backward in regret, but forward in revelation. The trembling beneath your feet is not instability, it is the sound of heaven applauding your courage. Like Joshua before the Jordan, you are asked to step before the waters part. Joshua 3:15-16. The miracle doesn't lead obedience, it follows it. Every act of faith summons divine architecture into alignment. Will you trust that the same God who split the sea for Moses will meet you midstream? Can you believe that your step will summon the current to stand still? The unknown before you is not darkness, it's potential waiting for your footprint. You are ready now because readiness is not the absence of fear, it is faith, wearing courage like armor. The final step is not a reckless leap into mystery, it is a gentle return to remembrance. You are not discovering destiny, you are remembering design. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Jeremiah 1:3. What you've mistaken for awakening is really remembering the divine blueprint etched into your spirit. The gift within you, once dormant, now awakens with precision. Every tear has watered your calling, every battle has tilled your soil, every prayer has carved pathways for purpose to bloom. Heaven wastes nothing, it weaves everything. You've been tempered in time so that eternity could trust you. As you cross this divine threshold, the old version of you dissolves like mist before dawn. This is not return, it is resurrection. The old has passed away, behold, the new has come. 2 Corinthians 5:17. Your former self was never failure, it was framework. What you called limitation was scaffolding for transformation. You are rising now into your immortal architecture, your eternal frequency, your divine symmetry. Psychologists call this quantum coherence, when every vibration aligns in harmony to create power beyond measure. Spiritually, this is heaven's engineering manifesting through your form. Your body, mind, and soul are no longer competing, they are coalescing. You are becoming the living geometry of grace, the resonance of divine intention expressed through human breath. In Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper, each disciple reacts differently to Christ's revelation, some in doubt, some in devotion, some in awe. Yet all were invited to the same table. You, too, stand at that sacred moment, invited into divine intimacy, yet tested by trust. Will you dine in faith or depart in fear? The bread of revelation is before you. The cup of covenant waits for your yes. This is not about religion, it is about relationship. The table is both invitation and initiation. To eat is to enter alignment. To partake is to participate in eternity's unfolding meal. You are not a spectator at heaven's table, you are a co-heir of its promise. A missionary named Elena Cruz who once served refugees in Lebanon, said, "The moment I stopped waiting for confidence and started walking with conviction, the miracles began." Her testimony mirrors heaven's whisper to you now. Confidence does not precede obedience, it follows it. The Red Sea did not part for planners, it parted for pioneers. Faith is not the absence of uncertainty, it is the authority to move through it. You were never called to have every answer, only to take the next faithful step. When you walk, heaven moves. When you speak, mountains tremble. When you trust, time itself bends in obedience to purpose. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Isaiah 90:200. This is not metaphor, it is manifestation. You are not chasing light, you are its embodiment. The radiance you carry is not ornamental, it is operational. Your voice, once hesitant, now carries authority. Your silence, once heavy, now transmits healing. The mystery ahead is not to intimidate you, but to initiate you. Each step you take rewrites atmosphere. Every hesitation is holy friction, the tension that births transformation. Surrender is not loss, it's alignment. The moment you release control, heaven releases clarity. And yes, doubt will still visit you. It always precedes revelation. Immediately the father of the child cried out, "I believe, help my unbelief." Mark 9:12. God has never rejected honest doubt. He transforms it into deeper dependence. Faith is not the absence of questions, it's the anchor beneath them. Your uncertainty is not rebellion, it's rehearsal for revelation. Every shadow only proves the existence of light. The Creator does not silence your questions, He sanctifies them into dialogue. Your wrestling is worship when it leads you closer to His heart. So now, as the horizon opens and heaven whispers, move. Remember this truth. The final step is not merely physical, it is spiritual, emotional, and eternal. Every cell in your being leans forward toward purpose. The divine alignment you've sought is not something to find, it's something to remember. You are ready. You were always ready. You were chosen for such a time as this, Esther 4:14. The delay was not denial, it was design. The waiting was not wasted, it was womb. Rise now, God's chosen ones. Cross the threshold with courage. The final step is not into uncertainty, it's into divine synchronization. The heavens are watching. Creation is holding its breath. And the author of eternity is poised to turn the page. The curtain between promise and fulfillment is lifting. Step forward because the glory that once hovered above you now burns within you. You, God's chosen one, have reached the turning point that heaven has been preparing since the beginning of your story. This is not the end of a message, it is the birth of a movement within you. What was once waiting is now walking. What was once unseen is now unfolding before your eyes. Every battle you endured, every tear you shed, every prayer you whispered in secret has been written into divine alignment. You are no longer standing in delay, you are standing in destiny. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it tarry. Wait for it, it will surely come. Habakkuk 2:2. The time has come. The call is now. You have been refined like gold in the fire, stripped of what was false, so that what is holy may rise. You are not the same person who began this journey. Your scars have become your seals of authority. Heaven recognizes you not by perfection, but by perseverance. You carry the proof of divine survival, and that proof will become someone else's permission to believe again. You are walking evidence that God still finishes what He starts. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead is quickening your purpose right now, Romans 8:11. So, as you step into this next chapter, take this truth to heart. Your voice matters. Your story matters. You are not called to blend into the noise of the world, but to release a frequency that heals it. Share this message not to build numbers, but to build nations of light. If this word stirred something deep within your spirit, if you felt heaven breathe as you listened, then don't let it end here. Like this video, share it with someone who needs hope. Comment Amen or 777 as a declaration of faith. And subscribe to join a growing family of believers across the world. Together, we are creating a sanctuary where revelation meets restoration. And to those who have supported this ministry, whether through your prayers, your words, or through super thanks, know this: your seed, no matter how small, is seen by heaven. God multiplies every act of faith. But even if you are simply here, silently watching, your presence is a divine appointment. You are part of this movement of awakening souls, chosen for such a time as this. Esther 4:14. Thank you for walking this journey, for lending your spirit to this sound, for believing when the world told you to doubt. You are not a spectator, you are a living vessel of the message itself. If you've ever wondered whether God still speaks, He just did. Through every word, every pause, every holy stirring inside you, He was whispering, I have not forgotten you. You have been seen in your silence, understood in your storms, and now, commissioned for your calling. Rise each day with renewed courage, knowing that the same God who guided Moses through the wilderness, Esther through the palace, and Daniel through the lion's den, now guides you through the unknown. The journey ahead may test your faith, but it will also reveal your wings. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Isaiah 1:2. Walk with authority, speak with love, move with grace. The world needs what you carry, the wisdom born from your wilderness, the peace shaped by your pain. This is your moment to stand, to heal, to lead. Let no fear silence the fire that God has placed within you. You were not made to dim your light for the comfort of darkness. You were made to illuminate it. And as this message ends, I speak blessing over you. May your mind be clear, your heart steady, and your spirit overflowing with divine fire. May your home be filled with peace that surpasses understanding. May your steps be guided by grace, your words wrapped in wisdom, and your hands anointed for purpose. May every area of lack become a testimony of provision. May every delay turn to divine acceleration. May you walk boldly into your calling with faith unshakable and love unending. This is not goodbye, it's a beginning. God's chosen ones. Your time has come. Heaven has confirmed it. The final step has already begun. Now rise, carry the light. Speak the truth and walk in power. The world is waiting for the sound of your obedience.